I've seen a lot of discussion in the community about whether Golden Gun or Blade Barrage was better, which does more damage. Is Golden Gun with Celestial Nighthawk better than Blade Barrage? A lot of these questions have floated around the community, and in some cases, they've even been answered. But I'm gonna be that guy that says they were answered incorrectly, and hope to use this video to get the correct information out there. Now I'm going to take you down a seemingly arbitrary path, talking about hand cannons and headshot multipliers that will eventually make sense, so stick with me. So first I'm going to take you to the Troshland and shoot a drag in both the head and the body. 110 to the body and 329 to the head. This puts the crit multiplier at 2.99 times. Now let's move to Titan to shoot this random acolyte. This time, we got 135 to the body and 403 to the head. Again, this puts the crit multiplier at 2.99 times. And then, now we are going to jump all the way to the current raid, the Last Wish, where we're going to shoot Kali with the same hand cannon, getting 2,772 to the body and 8,292 to the head. Again, resulting in the same 2.99 times multiplier. It should be obvious, but the crit multiplier is what we're focusing on here. Less about the fact that it's specifically 2.99x, and more that every time they are the same. Every single time, it's been 2.99x, and that's what I want to focus on, that it's the same. Now, let's go to Leviathan, specifically to the Castellum, and we're going to shoot the standard bearer. When you shoot him in the body, we get a random number, which happens to be 516. And then, like we have been, we shoot him in the head, and we get 772 damage. This puts the crit multiplier at 1.5 times, which is totally different than the 2.99 times multiplier we saw everywhere else. And then, if we shoot the crit spot on his back, we get 1,102, which changes the multiplier again to 2.135 times, which once again doesn't match the global modifier of 2.99x for hand cannons that we've seen everywhere else. So, simply put, any test done on the standard bearer only applies to the standard bearer, and the rest of the game would have a totally different outcome. So if anyone claimed that Golden Gun is better or that Blade Barrage is better, make sure they themselves didn't test it on this standard bearer, or if they got the information from someone else, make sure that source didn't test it on the standard bearer, because if they did, their numbers are skewed. Not incorrect, just skewed. So now that we understand this, let's actually compare the two supers, and to make these numbers super accurate, we're going to use Kali and the raid wipe screen to get exact damage numbers. First up is Bottom Tree Golden Gun. We're going to be using this bottom tree simply to allow precision hits for extra damage, but this is a pretty simple test. Pop Golden Gun, hit Kali 3 times to the head, and wipe. And as you see from the wipe screen, we got 253,612 damage, which obviously puts it temporarily in the lead, but that's just because it's the only one in the ranking so far. Next on the list is Bottom Tree Golden Gun, but with Celestial Nighthawk. Again, really simple test. Pop Golden Gun, shoot Kali in the head once with your 1 bullet, and wipe. And as you can see, this resulted in 414,426 damage, putting it first place when compared to Golden Gun without Celestial Nighthawk. This was known, but the question still stands. Does Celestial Nighthawk do more damage than Blade Barrage? So let's find out. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pop our super on Kali and wipe and get the results. And now that we're on the wipe screen, you can see that this results in 117,202 damage. That's way lower than both Golden Gun and Celestial Nighthawk. That doesn't make any sense. Let's do that again. And as you can see this time, we got 149,878 damage. That doesn't make any sense. That means something with Blade Barrage is causing it to be inconsistent, and that thing is some of the blades are missing the target. So in order to know the real answer, we will really have to dive deep into what Blade Barrage does and how it works. So first, we need to know how many blades are thrown. And to do that, we simply have to Blade Barrage roll and count the blades, which as you can see here, is 14. So we now know there's potential for 14 blades to hit the target. Now we need to know how much damage each blade does, and we will use this screenshot to do so. As you can see, in this screenshot, we have two numbers, 7,975 and a bunch of 10,299s. Now to make sure we all understand how Blade Barrage works, these two numbers don't mean that some blades do 7,975 and some blades do 10,299, but instead it means on this specific enemy, when a blade hits it, it does 7,975 damage and then explodes for an additional 10,299 damage. This in turn means each knife has potential to do 18,274 damage each, and if all 14 knives were to hit the target and all of them were to explode, we theoretically could do 255,836 damage, putting it well below Celestial Nighthawk and just barely above Bottom Tree Golden Gun. So when it comes to damage, and only damage, Celestial Nighthawk versus a target with normal crit modifiers does around 1.6 times more damage than Blade Barrage ever theoretically could. And this should be expected. It's a super augmented by an exotic, so of course it does more damage. But this is only about damage. That being said, I can't say Golden Gun is better than Blade Barrage. I can't say Blade Barrage is better than Golden Gun, because this is just damage. This doesn't account for the neutral game or the utility that each subclass and the perk clusters provides. That is for you to decide, as everyone's playstyle is different. The only thing I can say, without a doubt, is that for majority of encounters that you will come across, Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun does more damage and is more consistent than Blade Barrage. Now guys, I'd appreciate it if you spread this around. I want to make sure that people know that Blade Barrage doesn't do more damage than a Celestial Golden Gun, but as I say this, don't confuse that with it being better. That is a very different thing. But regardless, share it with your friends, clanmates, on Twitter, wherever you see fit. Or at the very least, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something, I'd appreciate it if you hit that like button. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. Check out the links in the description, follow me on Twitter, join my community Discord, do all the things you'd normally do after watching a video. But that's all I got for you guys right now, so I'm gonna get out of here. So my name is Matt, and I'll see you guys next time.